It's funny how people think that no matter how bad they treat you, you're always going to be there. You're always going to tolerate their excesses, tolerate the things they do you wrong. You remember the constant calls, text messages, the moment where you actually want to sit with them so you could fully express yourself. But they never gave you the chance. You were always the first to reach out, the first to acknowledge things, the first to express your feelings, the first to apologize when things go wrong, the first to seek for closure after a seemingly, heated moment. They ignored you, your feelings, they ignored the way you made them feel. They ignore the fact that it takes two to tangle. And constantly you endured their excesses, you endured their reckless lifestyle, the things they did to you, how they treated you in public, the embarrassment, the frequent nagging, the frequent shout, the frequent assault, the frequent disregard, the frequent disrespect. You kept on hoping that someday everything would be fine, but it never happened. Then one day you just decided that are you doing too much? You just decided to take a step to see if they would realize the mistake, if they realize that they've been treating you so badly. But what happened? They felt like it's business as usual. You're always going to come back. Then gradually, days begin to turn into weeks, and then you begin to question yourself that was it just you giving your all in a relationship? Is it that this person never felt your absence in their life? The reason why you actually stepped backward a little bit was because you felt like this would give them the chance to realize your value in their life. But they were so blinded by their ego, they were so blinded by their pride, they were so blinded by the fact that it has always been you constantly making the moves, constantly holding the pillars of that relationship. Then suddenly, this few days and weeks, you decided to pull away after enduring so much, after your heart couldn't take it anymore. Actually open the lid on your eyes, and then you realize that it was never about the two of you. It was just a one-sided relationship where you gave all your heart, you gave all the things you felt was necessary to make this relationship work. But they never respected you, not even for one bit. Because even when you were quiet, they still went about their normal life like nothing ever happened. They went to parties, did a lot of things, posted on the social platforms, went on a shopping spree, updated their status, kept on sending cryptic messages on their status like they never needed you. Then you recalled. At some point, you began to question yourself. Was it that you were expecting too much? Here's the thing. Do you know that sometimes narcissists and people that really don't value your love could sometimes make you question your sincerity in a relationship? In your quiet moment, you begin to ask yourself, am I too much of a complaint? Or could it be that I'm beginning to put pressure on him? Maybe I should have kept quiet. Maybe I talk too much. And of the truth, it's not that you were expecting much. You just wanted to be loved because you deserve to be loved. Nobody wants to put their eggs in a basket that will be thrown away. Nobody wants to put pouring their emotion into a place where they would not be appreciated and loved. Nobody wants to, find themselves in a relationship where it is just one-sided. And you recalled, and this moment actually was the opening moment for you. Meanwhile, your attitude has actually been observed by people. People notice your humbleness, your respect, your dignity, the fact that you were able to hold it together even when they were not playing their part. People could see the treasure in you, and they wish you were single, and they wish they could have you. But because of the restraints of being in a relationship, they couldn't come forward. Then those quiet moments actually threw the gate open. You started receiving attention from people. You started receiving care. You started receiving love. You started receiving all sort of, compliments from people. And then you realize that you were never the problem. Only then, when they realized that after a while, you were able to put up together, you were able to pull yourself out of the condition they put you through, out of the emotional trauma, their reactions and their actions put you in. After they realized that you were able to pick up yourself together and dust yourself up and you are doing better, only then they gave themselves some time thinking that, okay, maybe she would still come back, and it didn't happen. That was when they realized that they had lost something of value. And what did they do? They started making steps. They started retracing their steps just to see if they could have you back. They started stalking your social media handle, liking all your pictures, asking people frequently about you, using phone numbers to send messages, call you, sometimes type messages and delete the messages, hoping that you would call or probably seek for closure or probably use that as an avenue for you to get back to them. And when all these antics do not work, they finally let go of their pride and started reaching out to people to talk to you. And in all of this, they would not absolve themselves. They would not absolve themselves of, the things they did. Rather, they absolve themselves of all blames. They put themselves in a position where it seems like they were never the problem. When you find yourself in situations like this and you begin to retrace yourself, you should know that these are moments. Loving is one thing, being loved is another thing. And if you find yourself in a position where after retrieving or after withdrawing from a seemingly toxic relationship, you begin to pick yourself, people begin to notice you, you should know that probably that relationship wasn't for you. It is best you develop yourself, work on yourself, do things that makes you happy, because only then you're not going to expect people to notice you when you bottle up and look miserable just because a relationship did not work. People see the light in you only when you decide to turn the torch on. People see the happiness in you only when you rekindle the very being you were meant to be. Then you start getting love. Then all of a sudden, someone notices you. Someone approaches you and begins to show you love and concern, even in the smallest of things. And surprisingly, this baffles you because you never even expected this much from your partner, your ex, so to say. But this person worships the ground you walk on. This person appreciates every little thing you do. And in reciprocating this love, you realize that love was never meant to be complicated. Love was never meant to be one-sided. Love was never meant to be fought for. Love was never meant to be struggled for. Love was meant to be experienced. Love is like a cool sea breeze coming from two people who totally come from different backgrounds, but come together to love themselves, appreciate their flaws, work on their mistakes to become better persons. And this was what you began to experience. Someone noticed you, someone showed you that love, you started glowing. You begin to be the very person you used to be. Only then they started making moves, started calling you, telling you how sorry they are. They were never sorry. They are always surprised you picked up yourself. And sometimes them reaching out is just to know if they still have powers over you, if you still hold them your loyalty, if they still have that influence over your life, because that was what they were used to. They were used to the authority they have over you. And things like this actually made them feel empty, because you were no longer there to show them that love. You were no longer there to show them that comfort. Things have changed. You are now being loved by someone that deserves you. You are now being worshipped by someone that truly knows your value. And rather than hold on to the pains of the past relationship, you decided to experience love. Love found you. Do not open your space to people that will constantly hurt you. Do not open your space or your doors to people that never appreciated your true value. Rather, learn to love those who love you in return. Learn to build your heart in such a way that you will be loved, respected, and honored, because truly you deserve to be loved.